Hello, I've just finished reading The Art of Rest, How to Find Respite in the Modern Age, which is by Claudia Hammond. Now, before I begin, I will say I wish I liked this book more because Claudia Hammond is clearly very, very brilliant. She lectures in psychology at the University of Boston's London campus. She presents Radio 4's program, which is called All in the Mind. So she's BBC Radio 4's Voice of Mental Health, and she's been awarded the President's Medal from the British Academy. She's written a few other books, one of which is Mind Over Money, one of which is Time Warped, and one of which is Emotional Roller Coaster. Just based on that, I think the work she does is incredibly, amazingly important, and there should be more people like her, because probably you know these statistics, but the biggest killer of men in this country between the ages of, I think it's 25 and 45, is actually mental health issues, i.e. suicide. So that's something that really needs to be dealt with. It's something that's impacted me in my own life and impacted other people that I know. So it's a very, very important topic. So thank you for being Claudia Hammond. Claudia Hammond. I don't imagine you'll ever watch this, but just in case you do. The book is about finding the optimal amount of rest. Now, rest isn't sleeping. Rest is how we recharge. If you get the optimal amount of rest, according to this book, you're happier, you're less likely to suffer stroke or other heart issues, you're more productive. Generally, you're a saner person. Now, I didn't enjoy the book that much, given the topic matter and given the author. Okay, I've never read anything by her before. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. But I think the only reason for that is it's not written in a style that grabs me. It's written in a very, very nice style. I mean, she's a great writer. I even learned some new words, which is always nice. One of the words in here is anxiolytic, which I think is a beautiful word, and it means something which reduces anxiety. The book was inspired by something called the REST test, in which 18,000 people across 135 different countries wrote about which activities they like doing, which most rest them. And there are advantages of rest, which I touched on earlier. But I think maybe the reason I didn't get a great deal from this book, because looking at this book, if I was watching this review, I'd probably think to myself, man, I'd really enjoy that book. But I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10. Now, 5 being an average book, and I read a hell of a lot of books. So for a book to be bad, it would have to be less than 4 or less than 5, certainly. This is a 6. This is still a good book. What came out of that test, of the REST test, where they had 18,000 participants across 135 countries. So there's a lot of people. It's a significant data set. Was what are the most restful activities? And they came in order, and this isn't really a spoiler alert because you'll read this and find out anyway. Mindfulness at number 10, watching TV at number 9. I hate watching TV. Daydreaming at number 8. I probably do a lot of that. A nice hot bath, number 7, yeah, occasionally. A good walk, I love walking. Doing nothing in particular, don't really like doing that. Listening to music, I love listening to music. I want to be alone. One of the things in this book is most people probably get more time alone than they realize. If you're on the tube, you're alone. But when you feel lonely is when you feel that regardless of the people around you, you don't have quality relationships. Most of my life, I've had 2 or 3 very, very, very close friends, and that's all you need. In fact, if you think the optimal number of friends is 5, as soon as you have more than 5, you'll start feeling lonely. It's entirely subjective. One of the things with being in nature is meant to be restful. And then there's a lot of very interesting discussion about why is nature restful. And then you have all these anthropologists who say, oh, it's because the ancient mind was designed to look for certain types of trees. That seems to be all bullshit as well. It's like these diets, these fucking keto and this diet. Oh, ancient man was never fat and always healthy because they only ever ate meat and blah, blah, blah. No. 90% of them starved to death. Of course they weren't going to be fat. There aren't fat people in concentration camps. It's not because they don't... forget it. Very good book, though. The most restful activity, reading, which is probably why I didn't get so much of it, because I enjoy my time alone. I have a lot of it. I work alone. I read a lot, and I love listening to music. On that note, I will say careful about the music you listen to. If you're feeling down and you're going to go and listen to a lot of somber music, or music like, I don't know, Metallica's Fade to Black, I Have Lost the Will to Live, Simply Nothing More to Give, you might end up feeling a bit suicidal, so be careful. I have to go. This is a bit of a rushed review. Hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you soon.